Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is another request for Jonathan Lindsey. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of topics, reactions, reviews, re-reviews, randomness, whatever, out of the blueness, commentaries, whatever, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for 2 episodes of Batman the Animated Series, Cat Scratch Fever and The Strange Case of Bruce Wayne. So in Cat Scratch Fever, if Selena Kyle in one of the previous episodes, she was doing crime, but she helped Batman out at the end. She got arrested. I do like to follow that up where she's on trial and she could go away for like 25 years, but because she helped Batman save Gotham, she gets like 5 years probation. So I like that bit of continuity. They don't just forget about that. And so she's just trying to live her life. Her cat, Isis, is missing. She wants to find it. And then she gets pulled into this other storyline where these assholes are catching stray cats and being complete dickheads, and she beats them up and takes care of it. Batman helps. And Catwoman listened to what these guys were doing, and they're infecting animals, in particular stray cats and dogs, with this virus because the bad guy, played by Ed Asner, he's going to release these animals. People get bit, they're sick, and then he will release the antitoxin. So he'll be a hero, and he'll get rich by selling the cure to where he needs to go. Hospitals, things of that nature. Because at one point, Catwoman finds her cat, it bites her, and she gets affected. And Batman helps her out. Now, first off, the voice acting, very solid. Of course, you have Kevin Conroy as Batman. He plays the role very well. Adrienne Barbeau, very nice touch as Catwoman. I said that before. You know, I like Adrienne Barbeau. She was in John Carpenter's The Fog. She was in Steve from New York. She was in Wes Craven's Swamp Thing. Among many others. Creepshow. Again, I remember when I first found out it was her, I went, oh wow, that's a cool choice. Good actress. Underrated actress. And she fits Catwoman fairly well. Ed Asner, older, accomplished actor as your bad guy. I know he's appeared from time to time on the show. Also, one of the henchmen, Milo, is voiced by Treat Williams. Treat Williams from Deep Rising, which is a personal favorite of mine. He was in the Substitute sequels, 2, 3, and 4. He was in The Phantom as the villain. He's been in a few other films, but the one I remember the most is Deep Rising. So it was cool that he was a voice in this. It was weird, though, that he wasn't like a main villain. That he's just like a henchman. It's like, this is a really good actor. He's kind of wasted on just being this henchman, Milo, that... He's an actor that you could put as a bigger villain. Or like a recurring villain. I just thought, for a good actor like that, he's a bit wasted on this henchman, Milo. But, I mean, still nice to hear his voice. Some of the dialogue is pretty good. Like, Batman's looking at Catwoman because she has a fever, you're hot. And then she goes, oh, now you notice. I thought that was actually pretty clever, especially for a cartoon, to actually establish that someone can be good looking. Nowadays, that'd be labeled sexist. Sadly. But I thought that was pretty clever. You're hot. Oh, now you notice. And there's some really good looking shots. Like there's this shot of Batman in front of the moon looking down at a bad guy. I also like the idea, the look of the episode helps in the fact that it takes place in the snow, in the winter. Because there's not a lot of time you get to see Batman interacting with the snow. So like a bad guy is standing somewhere, he sees snow dripping on him, he looks up, he sees nothing. Then when he looks down, Batman's there looking down at him. Also the finale where Batman's chased by this stray dog with the virus in it, and he's got to cure it, and he's dealing with the bad guys while he's on the ice. And he pulls a little bit of Stallone from Cliffhanger, because he's under the ice, and he grabs and he pulls it down, just like he did with Travers and Sylvester Stallone did with Travers and Cliffhanger. Right, Batman doesn't pull the thing, but that wouldn't be Batman. At least not this Batman. Maybe Zack Snyder's Batman, maybe even Michael Keaton's Batman, but not this Batman. I'm kind of surprised they had Catwoman out of it, because I guess I just would have assumed Catwoman would have come in to help Batman. But I like that they stuck with the plot because she's sick, because she's affected. She couldn't be able to do that. So Batman stops the bad guys himself. I think nowadays, even though if it's against plot, even if it's against logic, no, it's a woman. We gotta have the woman do it because it'd be labeled sexist, because everything's labeled sexist. But this is still a Catwoman episode. She still initiated what was going on, got Batman involved. It is a Batman show, so he helps out, saves the day, stops the bad guys, and even gets the Isis the cat back for Catwoman. Again, some nice bits of animation. Like I said, the having take place in the snow gave it a different feel and look, which was nice to differentiate itself from other episodes. The voice acting, pretty solid, went at a good pace. I don't really have much issues with the episode. I'm surprised that Catwoman was out of the loop in the finale. I guess I thought, because she's at the window, she's able to see what's going on. I thought at least she would, like, throw something, or shoot something, or to distract the bad guy, and then Batman do it, but I was rather surprised they let Batman do it himself. And I'm fine with it. Just some people be like, ugh. People who are offended by everything. The other episode I liked less. Cat Scratch Fever. And one, I like the song Cat Scratch Fever. I believe it's Janet Jackson, I believe. But I like the episode more than this one, The Strange Case of Bruce Wayne. This episode I didn't really care a whole lot about. Pretty much, Batman's fighting these two guys who are blackmailing this judge. He saves the judge. He goes undercover because it leads it back to this guy, Hugo Strange, who has like a vacation resort. People go there for therapy. So, as Bruce Wayne, he goes in there, and Hugo Strange, he'll look into people's mind, and kind of like the Riddler in Batman Forever, he'll look into your mind and get images from your mind. Only in this case, the guy gets images of Bruce Wayne and his parents dying. There's some nice animation, though. There's a bit with him in a graveyard, and the tombstones are rising up to sky high. That piece of animation was well done. But then he finds out Bruce's secret, and then he decides to auction that off. The more interesting part of the episode is the fact that you have the three villains, Joker, Two-Face, and Penguin, in the same spot, in the same episode, in the same frame. Because I don't know how often that happened on this show. It's the first time I've seen it happen. So it's nice to have all three. But it's kind of sad that all three is for kind of a so-so meh episode. Because not a whole lot else happens. They kidnap Alfred. Bruce Wayne gets kidnapped easily. And I'm thinking, if you know this guy is Batman, if you even assume this guy is Batman, why would you only put like a little piece of handcuff whatever on his hands and leave him by himself with no guards? You could knock him out. You could put a needle in him and knock him out. You could put a gas mask, whatever. Chloroform, knock him out. Tie him up with chains and all sorts of stuff so he can't move an inch. If you know this guy's Batman and you hoping to get paid like $50 million by three intimidating villains like Joker and Penguin and Two-Face, wouldn't you make damn sure Batman was tied up instead of just, we don't leave him alone with Alfred and he has a little thing here on his wrist and that's it. Like, Hugo Strange is a fucking idiot. He's a fucking moron. He's a fucking dumbass. Or like, knock him out. Knock both of them out. Have knockout gas. Needle, chloroform, whatever. Have a bunch of guards with like 4 guards with guns. Something, man. Like, where are the rest of Hugo Strange guards? The guys who were trying to blackmail the judge at the beginning of the episode. It's just Bruce was able to manipulate the tape beforehand. He breaks out easily because he has some little clip thing the shit pulls out with his teeth. He's able to unlock himself. He switches the tape very easily. So the bad guys are watching a doctored tape. They think Hugo Strange is full of shit. They chase after him to this plane. The guy's like, it's Bruce Wayne. They don't believe him because they think he's full of shit. Batman comes in, takes down the plane, which was pretty badass, honestly. The three, all the bad guys get arrested. Hugo Strange is still going, it's Bruce Wayne. And then Bruce Wayne comes out. And you come to find out that's Dick Grayson in disguise. I don't know how they disguise the voice. If they have just... I don't know how that works when you disguise the voice to sound perfectly. Like, the look, I could buy. I like the little tidbit that Dick Grayson had to wear stilts to get the height right. But how do you get the voice to sound like Bruce Wayne? And it's like, huh? I never understood that, even with movies. Oh, you just put this device and somehow you sound like a different person. I mean, I know this is fantasy, but that's just that's something, when I see that in movies, even like Mission Impossible or here, this is a bit too far for me to grasp. It's too far of a reach for me to buy, to swallow, so to speak. But it is what it is. And so again, it just reminded me a little bit of the Riddler, where again, he looked into Bruce Wayne's mind, he found out he was Batman, found out his little secret. Although the Riddler didn't blackmail Bruce Wayne and then just tell the world, which was strange. They just went and tried to kill him. Again, you would think they would like blackmail him and say, I'll tell the world, or things like that. But no, they didn't out for Batman Forever. But that's just, so it was a sense of deja vu. Although I don't know if this episode might have been made before Batman Forever. So, if that's the case, it's not the episode's fault. But I'm just saying, as a viewer, it just reminded me of that. And Hugo Strange, as a villain, he looks like something that would be on... He honestly looked like the psychiatrist I just saw for a review an episode of Animaniacs. And there was like a psychiatrist that the 3 Warner Brothers hassle. Hugo Strange just reminded me of that psychiatrist. He just kind of looked like him. With his body structure, the glasses. I was ready for someone to go, for Joker to go, hello nurse. So yeah, the plot didn't really do much for me. I think it was a waste of having the same 3 villains in the same frame, same room. And they couldn't do a whole lot. Mark Hamill, Joker, has a couple of decent lines of dialogue. Again, indifferent. I wouldn't say it was bad, I was just more indifferent. It's definitely not an episode I'm like, loved. I didn't really find it as interesting. And again, there were certain moments that just made me go, what the fuck? Like, again, you know this guy's Batman, knock him out, knockout gas, chloroform. Don't just leave him by himself. Have a bunch of guards. Have 30 guards, or 3 guards, or something. A gun to his head, something, man. Or don't have it so that the wires are all the way up there in the skywall for Babin to manipulate. You have it on a fucking VHS tape. Get a fucking VCR and put it in there. Like, you don't need all this other shit. You don't need it on a big fucking movie screen. Just Hugo Strange being a fucking idiot. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, Test Stretch Fever are rather light. Strange Case of Bruce Wayne, indifferent on. But yeah, the animation, the music, still pretty solid, pretty top notch. Especially for cartoons in that era. And that's pretty much it. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.